Hey, yo, it's Mozzarella Mani, you heard? You rockin' with Ashley Tiffaney and stay on TV. We out of there.
Looking like a blue flower. Mama love need a new garden. My talk different for the real ones. Maneuver different with the phonies. Small conversation on the phone. Go chop it up with your homies. Bet niggas won't know when it's on. Look, street shit, street shit. Move low, then quick. My man's locked precinct. Your man's back, he snitch. I'm on go, 10 toes. Real solid, don't fold.
Hey everyone, it's Ashley Tiffaney and you're watching Stay on TV. We're back at IMI Studios for another special interview. I'm here with my boy Mani.
No!
What's up, Mani?
What's good, Joe? It's been a minute.
I know, it's really been a minute. He's making fun of me because I said that earlier today. But nah, this is like, Mani, nah. I mess with you OD.
Nah,
like, he came,
it.
he supports Stay on TV, Stay on radio for mad long, since 2015, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
2015?
15 or 14.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Could've been
Damn, that's
14.
crazy. Nah, so how are you?
I'm alright. Gotta make sure which one is on me so I can make sure I'm
That's on
Oh,
you.
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
this is the wide one.
the wild one. I just gotta make sure for me. I'm talking to my people right now. But yeah, I've been good. Just working on some stuff, letting things like develop. You know, Rick just dropped his video for We Better. It's on iTunes, YouTube, all of that stuff. So I just been working on this project really.
Right. Now, explain to everyone who's Mani. Like, who are you?
Mozzarella Mani, one part of F&O Records, featuring Rick and Bash. I'm just cool, level-headed, also very aggressive when need be. Rapper from Queens, you feel me? And more so an artist, just the way that we could paint a picture sometimes and let people see how it is on our end and what we anticipate to get. You know what I'm saying? Like certain people, I guess the term would be like capping necessarily because they rap about things that they haven't necessarily obtained. But
Yeah.
we can talk about things and highlight stuff that we want to get and that we envision for us and for people that come with us. So
Yeah, and that's your main focus right now, just telling your story through your music.
exactly.
Too. The true story as well.
Because I feel like that's what makes our music relatable in the first place, is that we're really not scared to be vulnerable in certain aspects. Because as much as people, I've realized this, right? People will go on Facebook and they'll write a line, as long as it's a lyric, that puts them, it's exactly what they're thinking in their most vulnerable state. But they would never write that just to write it. As long as it's a lyric and somebody could comment and go, oh, you good? They're just going to go, it's just a song lyric. But they wrote it because that's how they feel right now. That's what they want to say.
Yeah.
So that's what we make music for, and that's what I make music for, is to speak through people and what they want to say, because it's what I might be going through. It's what I am going through, and you probably are too.
Right.
So
I can definitely relate to that because I put something on Twitter like a few months ago, DMX slipping, and I felt like no, he's laughing.
DMX slipping.
Yes,
You was going through it.
Yes, I was going through it. Yes.
Nah, if you bumping some X's, it's real.
Yeah, no, it's just like that's a real song.
Yeah.
Actually, too. Like if you slipping, you got to get up. I feel like I don't know. This is from the outside looking in. I feel like you're in a good space right now. We was talking off camera. Like how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel like really good. You know, like I stopped smoking last year, and it just like gave me like a real clear head. And then fucking with certain people, it's like it just makes you realize how much you fuck with them, or how very little you fuck with them, or just more so about how much they fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you could, especially like being that like sometimes nowadays I am out of town, but not like, you know, so I do my little pop-ins here and there. It's like somebody talks a bunch of shit from miles away.
Yeah.
And then when you come back, it's like, oh, well, I'm busy, or I'm doing this. All right, cool. Because the people who I need to see, that's who I'm going to run into. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who talk a good one from wherever. But, you know, so I'm in a really good space right now, just knowing that I'm very good with who I choose to put my trust into and my faith into. It's not a bunch of loose ends around.
Loose ends or no negativity around.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I shredded a bunch of that. When I stopped smoking, one of the reasons why, not the main reason, of course, but one of the reasons why was I wanted to push myself. I see plenty of people that I know or people that I don't know, and they're like, oh, yeah, use drugs for recreational purposes, to be creative, but it's like, I feel like I was creative before I really started smoking heavy, and I feel like there's not anything that's gonna stop me from being creative. That's just like, oh, I don't smoke, I'm corny now. Like it's not. It's picture that. Like I'm not. I don't think like that.
But some people say like it puts them in this type of space or vibe.
I guess. I mean,
they feel
maybe
more comfortable. I guess
to each his own. Yeah, because some people weren't naturally around other people and in a vocal way. You know what I'm saying? Like from the time I was 12, 13 years old, I was outside, coming home kind of late some days, but outside communicating with people, talking to people. I can run down on a shorty and holler at her. I'm not, yo, let me get your gram for later. Like I'm gonna get your number here, and then that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some people just aren't, so they need weed to be comfortable. They get nervous, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let me take these shots because then I won't care about actually what I'm saying or what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I could care less. Like I'm good just like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've spoken to people that be like, yo, I can't really talk to you unless like I go smoke a blunt. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, I feel you. So everybody isn't they feel like if they're vocal about things, it makes them a bitch. A lot of people are quiet unless they're under the influence or something. I'm quiet either way. If I don't want to fucking talk to you, I'm just not going to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So with me not smoking, I just wanted to push myself to still be creative because I feel like that's me at the end of the day. Weed doesn't make me creative. Yeah. To each his own though. If somebody feels like that's what it does for them.
Do you feel like you have a clearer mind now? Like, are you more focused now that you stopped smoking weed?
Yeah, and I wanted to get this project done, but this project is so different from how I normally would conduct myself to make a project. As far as just like most projects I've done, I got about 4 mixtapes. They all come in the spur of the moment. Like I write. I remember when I did the Forever Ever project, which is on iTunes now.
Amazing.
Thank you. And that right there, I wrote in the span of like 10 days, and then recorded it the next 10 days. You know what I'm saying? When I did Lucky Him, I wrote all of that primarily in like December before I put that out. So when I'm doing projects, it's like I start one and I catch the theme, and then it all starts coming to me because I got the time to just write them out. Because I don't really freestyle any of my material, so I just write it all. But it comes to me. This project I've been working on since last year. You know what I'm saying? So I've never sat and took records and held them and then recorded more, and then I'm taking some out and putting some in, which fits more. I've never had that much time. And it messes you up because you almost start overthinking stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's important that I have that much time because unlike the other projects, I want this to be an album. I want to have multiple cover arts beforehand. Like when Ye was dropping like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, there was a couple and you didn't know which one would be the main one when the project actually dropped. So I want stuff like that. I want the moving effects on the gram because the gram is like a great way to just market this stuff now.
Social media in general.
Yeah, so
Instagram number one.
I need a lot of the things that drop when professional acts drop. You know what I'm saying? Like with Khaled, he had videos lined up, and as soon as he dropped, he had stuff going. Tyler with his like just marketing throughout the city and stuff like that. I need to have a good amount of things so that I can drop this project, and it's not just like me putting a mixtape out. Yeah,
because this is an album, you said. Exactly. How many tracks is going to be on it? And what's the title?
I'm trying to go between 11 and 13, and I can't.
I'm happy, because I thought you was going to say 7 or 6. Everyone's doing...
Crazy.
Oh, isn't that called... What is it called? LP then?
EP, yeah. EP. Yeah. Crazy thing is though, I mean, they're trying to like the game is changing so much that like, cause when Def Jam did that with Kanye's albums and Tiana Taylor's, and they called them albums, they didn't call them EPs. So, and the crazy thing about that was when I did Lucky Him, it came out before those, and that had 7 on it, and it was a mixtape, cause I didn't have the beats to put them up on like iTunes and stuff. But, and to me, that was a full project. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy to see just how couple months later they did it and they're like, yo, this is a full project. Like we don't need 13 songs to get your point across, but at the same time they have to be, everything has to hit, you know what I'm saying? Because once you got 2 songs that people don't fuck with, you already gave them less songs than what they are accustomed to getting. So you gave them 7, now they're only fucking with 3 of them, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so.
Or you can just come and just make all 7 tracks fire, which is possible.
It is.
It is possible,
but at the same time, I don't critique people because I look at myself as a
I
fan.
love Pusha's album.
I did too.
Daytona was great.
I did too. I really like that. I bump it all the time. You know, if you know, you know. Shit like that is just crazy to me. It's like timeless. Although we'll see, but I really think so. I think I'll be bumping that album in 10 years.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so it's just like it's
That's
hard.
the album, yeah.
It's hard to do that, to get everything fire, for me at least, because I look at myself as a fan too, and there's never been a project where I liked every song.
Of course.
So
yeah.
so for me to anticipate somebody else is gonna have an album where I'll like every song, it's like it's not real to me, because I always find some I can nitpick. I always find some I don't like. Like I don't really need this on this album. Like it just don't fit everything else.
And I'm not talking about like radio hits. I'm just talking like if you think it's fire.
Like if Push's album didn't have the Meek song, I wouldn't be mad. Like the What Would Meek Do?
Yeah.
It's just like, you know what I'm saying? His album is fucking crazy to me. But if I didn't have that song on there, I would be like, all right. It didn't make or break his other 6 songs.
Yeah.
Because that song was just like, I think they just kind of threw it in there.
You know what was also changing too? Sorry to cut you off. Besides it being like seven songs now, but you did it last year, which is you're just ahead of your time.
Thank you.
3 verses. I feel like that's dead now.
Oh, 3 verses is fucking long ago.
And I missed them because
some Joe Budden, Lloyd Banks, Lil Wayne shit.
I know. I like that. I like 3 verses. I feel like I get a full song.
You do, and that shit is not 2019.
Yeah.
It's not 2020.
Why you think it's changing? Do you think it's just people time span and?
Yeah, you got a short attention span, and majority of the music that comes out that's like getting played heavily in like the radio and like the clubs are all like the people who came up on like SoundCloud and stuff, and those are all short songs, like 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And it's crazy because I learned the way I learned, kind of like self-taught. I didn't know like bar structure or like 8 bars and 16 bars and all of that stuff, so that's never actually how I made music. So it actually benefits me because I've been making music like that. It's just now that that's actually a thing. So all I have to do is keep perfecting that and being able to put that out. Because songs like Forever had one.
Yeah.
It had one long verse.
I gotta play you that, Denzel. I gotta play him.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
But it had one long verse.
It was really cool. He's so humble. That show was fire. It's great.
No, I appreciate that. But all I was saying was about that song specifically was it has 2 choruses and 1 long verse. The verse is longer than the 16. So that song comes out to be like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but it feels like a whole song. So I have a lot of songs like that.
You don't call that a full song?
It is nowadays, but most songs would have 2 verses or 3 verses, like you said. So for my song to just have 1 verse, I'm just kind of filling it up with the chorus. And I make a lot of music like that these days to where it's just 1 verse. But as long as I have a chorus on the front and the back, it'll fill up, and then you'll be like running back. That's the thing. These songs are so fast, you just want them to run it back. So that's how I'm trying to make music now, the way it gives you that it factor, and you're listening to it, and then when it's off, you're like, damn, run it back. It's over too fast. Run it back.
Yeah.
And because there's only really 2 ways to put out music now. You're either putting it out like that and short 7, 8, 9 songs, or you're overfilling it with songs because you get paid off streaming like that. You know what I'm saying? When people are putting out projects with like 30 songs on it.
That's why they make it shorter, because they get paid for streaming.
And you get so many plays.
When you was younger, did you know you wanted to pursue musically?
Nah, not at all. I was in the ball. Like I was like a ball player. Like that's what I was on teams. I was on travel teams. Like that's what I was doing. And then shout out to Carter Brown. You can reach him on the gram, SoundCloud, all that. Carter Brown, that's my cousin. He had came over to spend the summer with me one time. We was like 12, 13 years old. And he was just bumping like R&B stuff and other stuff like that around his house and stuff like that. And my mom's favorite rapper is Pac. So along with the R&B stuff, along with the Carlos Santana and the Sade and all of that Janet Jackson stuff, she used to play a bunch of rap for me. Whether it was Pac, whether it was NWA, I heard it all, you know what I'm saying? All the Run DMC stuff.
I'm about to say she fuck with West Coast hard.
Oh, yeah, nah, she thinks Pac is better than Biggie, but she fucks with a lot of East Coast shit, too, you know? Tribe Called Quest and all of that, LL Cool J. So I was familiar with rap OD, like heavy, like, you know what I'm saying? And then my cousin came over, and I put him on to the shit that I was listening to. I'm listening to 50's album. I'm listening to a documentary about a game. I'm listening to mad stuff, and he's like, yo, let's rap. Like, he wanted to rap. Rapping was so familiar to me, I didn't care to partake in it. I just fucked with it. I wanted to play ball. Rap was so new to him, he was like, yo, we could, like, let's rap. So he knew a couple people that rap. We pulled up on them. They had, like, a little group. We was rapping with them at first. And then Mo, shout out to Mo, the prototype on the gram. It was the three of us, and we had went to, like, our first session, like, with just the three of us, you know what I'm saying? I had went to one with him and his mans. Shit didn't even go so well, neither. They kicked me off the track.
Really?
Shit was trash. Yo,
your shit was trash back then?
That's how they felt. And
this was like 12? What?
Yeah, this is like 13. Like
13?
Yeah, shit was weak. Got kicked off the track. I'm like, all right, say less.
No, but y'all was paying for a session at 13?
I didn't pay for that session, but yeah, somebody paid for that session though.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, that was a cool experience for me because I think about that shit ever so often, and it's like, you know, everybody's made differently, everybody's built differently. You know, I didn't go home and cry because I got kicked off the song. I just kept rapping. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, I remember that shit a lot because niggas ain't better than me from back then. Like, you know what I'm saying? And except for, you know, shout out to my cousin. My cousin's nice as hell, Carter. But the rest of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's what I wanted to do. I wasn't just, it was fun, but it's what I wanted to do once he instilled it. Like, yo, we should do that. So the rest of them, I'm not too sure if they had a passion for it or it just is what it is. But
so before that, you was just a fan, and then once your cousin was like, we should test this out.
We should rap, and then that's how it all started from there. And then, like I said, we went to sessions where we was remixing shit like Robin Thicke songs and a bunch of shit, just remixing stuff. We did, you know what song I remember the most? We remixed "Speaking in Tongues" by Vado and Kim.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that beat was crazy. So you know what I'm saying? We was just working. You know what I'm saying? Me, Mo, Carter, we was just working. My sister, I got an older sister. She's 5 years older than me, and at the time, she was putting me on the Nicki. All the I Get Crazy, all the Warning, all that Southside Nicki was fire. You know what I'm saying? So she even wanted to help me rap. She would try to help me write bars and shit. I promise you, my older sister was really trying to for me, and I'm just like, yo, I can't really take your help because then, for me, I got a ghostwriter. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think about those times a lot, and just what it did to me and what it did for me. You feel me? Because I probably took like from 13, I started, and then around 15 to 16, I had took like a break. I was in high school, just running around doing miscellaneous bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
High school shit.
By the time it was 17, 18, we got back on it. I remember I went to Zeus. Shout out to my brother, my engineer, Zeus Anderson. I went to his studio, and we did about 100 songs one year. He still got all the sessions. So we did like 100 songs one year. I was like 17 or 18. And then the next year, we came back, and we did like 70 or 80 or something like that. And then I just never stopped. We just never stopped. From the time we were 17, 18, we never stopped.
Wow. So, do you still have some of those records?
Yeah, a lot of them. Because the first song I put up, I don't have the first original, like around the time I was 13 to 15. I don't have none of those because we had put those up on, I'm going to let you know how long ago this was. We first put our songs on like Twitter.
On Twitter.
It was like Tweet My Song. That's what, and they don't have that no more, so I don't have none of those files. So that was where the first songs went, because one of the first songs I put up
before SoundCloud.
I don't even know if it was before, but I was unaware of it because so it wasn't popping.
Okay.
It was damn sure wasn't popping. So I had those songs, and we had put them up on Tweet My Song, and then it was fucked up because they deleted the whole like Tweet My Song thing. Twitter's still here, but I can't get to none of those files. The first song that I put up, I did on the iPad and fucking GarageBand. That was the first. They made the beat on. I made the beat on GarageBand with like a sample, and that shit was just. I remember saying some corny shit. I got chains like a slave. It was a bunch of fucking. Dry corny shit. But I felt like, yo, I've got potential.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to that shit. Like, yo, I think I got bars. Like, you feel me? And I just hyped myself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing.
No, that's what you have to do. You have to be your own supporter too. But you come from a family where they supported you too. Seemed like your mother, your cousin.
Yeah,
you had a group of friends that supported you.
I've walked in on my mom's bumping my first mixtape. Like,
that's what's up. That's love.
Yeah, like I've seen her coming back from the store with it on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom's really loves my first like mixtape. Like, almost as much as I do, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And,
what age did you drop that one?
I was probably 20. Yeah.
Maybe, that's when I met you, I think.
Yeah. I
when you performed for Forever at
York. That was my first time performing.
That's great. Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, people don't know that.
You didn't tell me this was stay on radio.
I think I did.
No, you didn't. Our first interview? That's the one that I have up? No. I don't think I have the first interview up.
I think you might on like Audio Mac.
Yeah.
You might. But yeah.
No, you getting me confused with Janelle.
Nah.
She uses Audio Mac.
She did, but I thought you did too.
No, I use SoundCloud. I use SoundCloud and YouTube.
Alright, but look, that was my that was my first performance though.
Yeah.
And people like honestly don't know that, but they don't know that because of how it went.
Nah, and let me tell the viewers out there too. Like when I saw you perform, I really was just vibing out. Like I didn't know you, I didn't know none of your friends, and I'm just like, let me go to this. I don't know if it was a showcase or a fashion show, and I'm like, no, this guy is dope. Like he's really good, and the energy you brought, the energy was good, and then you brought out your friends, your family. It was just amazing. Yeah, and I was like, nah, I gotta get him on my show. I gotta get him on radio.
Yeah, shout out to Ashley though, cause she deadass like came up to me after I performed, and for me it was so unexpected, like, cause that was one of, if not my first interview, so it was like my first time performing, and then that whole like niggas running up on the stage thing kinda, shout out to my bro Rob Gotti. Alright, true story, right? It's gonna sound hella cocky. I'm really not that cocky. Fucking, I feel like as far as like Forever, especially with that song, with a lot of my music, but specifically that song, because that's the one that I was doing at the time, I feel like whenever I let somebody hear that, I'm doing them a favor. Like, you feel me? I wasn't nervous because I'm like, yo, niggas love to be put on the good music.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Like, you in the car, yo, who's that on the aux? You might fucking Shazam that shit if you don't want to ask. But niggas love to get a new song. So I felt like whoever I let hear this was going to fuck with it. So I'm like, I wasn't necessarily nervous. I was more so anxious. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to let niggas hear this. Like, you feel me? So that's honestly just how I looked at it. And that's how I look at it whenever I perform, more times than not. Yeah. It's just...
Do you still perform that song forever?
Yeah, and I actually...
stray away from it?
I tried, but then I realized I don't perform other songs like that. Because that's at a time period when I made songs more aggressively. I pray to the Lord that my niggas is straight forever, my niggas. We gon' be good, we gon' be great forever, my niggas. From 36, thought I was a shit, back in the form, just dressed as a case. Thought I was a pimp, head of school, she was showing me tits. I wish I was lying, it's hard to convince her, it's just sounding different. I get to the city, these niggas get bit, forever, my niggas. We were in the deuce, that shit was the truth, man, happy girl sex, the fuck is the use?
Why we didn't get a visual for Forever?
All right, we never got a video for Forever because at that time when that song was buzzing and shit, I never did a video at the time. Like, I didn't have, my first video was Lost. Like, that was my first time doing a video. And Forever came out 3 years before that. So this whole time it's buzzing. I'm like, yo, there's no way my first video is gonna be for my best song. I felt like it would have went left. I feel like it would have went bad. I feel like at the time I didn't know the right people who were making videos. And I feel like I waited and met the right people and we were able to do a really, really good video. Now, I did think about the other day, like, yo, I could have shot Forever, but I just feel so, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's rare that I ever feel pressure. And I feel so much pressure with recording that video. I don't know what's the right treatment for it, because that's another thing. I don't go into videos to just do them. Like that Lois video and that Walking In video, me and my bros who directed it, the Swiss Army guys, shout out to them. We linked up before we ever shot the video and had the treatment. Went over the treatment, what we're gonna do, where we're gonna do it, the times we're gonna do it.
You already knew you was going to LA.
Yeah, like that's how we planned on shooting that, and so I can't. Until I get a treatment for Forever that makes the most sense for me and how I want to go about it, I can't just go into that video not knowing what I'm going to do. So I was just more aggressive before with a lot of my music. And even on
Why was you more aggressive? Because you was new to it? Or it just was the space that you was in back then?
I feel like it was the space, but at the same time, just me thinking that was like what niggas wanted to hear. Like, I just felt like niggas wanted to hear these hard knocking beats, and niggas with bars. You know,
But
it was real
just do
bar
it
heavy
like how you
shit.
feel though. Like
I do. That's what I'm saying. I do. Like, I still, and that's what I'm saying. I was making songs for girls back then, but I didn't have control over my voice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these days, there's not a song that I can't get on and make it fit to my voice. Before, I would do every song with the same voice. So my aggressive songs sound aggressive, and then I'm on the girl songs, and they still sound like that same voice from here. I don't need that. That's not how I do music now, because I know there's a certain type of, like, just feeling it's supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? So with songs like Birthday or like Pick a Flower, I couldn't do those records when I was making Forever and stuff like that, because they just wouldn't have sounded right voice-wise. I could have wrote the same lyrics on the same beat. It wouldn't have came out as clean or as polished as I could do it now. So that's really what it's more so about. I just used to sound more aggressive back then.
yeah.
Even if I tried to switch it up to do different songs, they just all had that same voice.
You said you travel, you go to different places. Do you feel like New York, when you was just mainly in New York, was you stagnant at any point?
Hella stagnant, because I wasn't focused. Like, I was getting so high all the time. And when I wasn't getting high, I'd be at the studio. But I wasn't at the studio making the best music that I could have been making, because I would just be in the flow of things, in and out of the studio, not really focusing on a project. Like, that's what I'm saying, when I get into a project zone, I can't even hear shit. Like, my phone don't ring. I'm in this fucking, I done curved pussy because I'm writing this mixtape. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not, it's not the same. So when I was in New York, just mainly focused there, yeah, I was definitely stagnant, just getting high, not really caring. I'm paying rent, so it's just like.
But what do you love about New York and Queens? Because you're from Queens. What area of Queens?
Northside Queens. I'm from 180th Street, not too far from Linden and Farmers. For me, shout out to LL, all of them. But yeah, so what I love about Queens is just my people that's in it. You know what I'm saying? You'll never be able to, unless you go to college, you know what I'm saying? But outside of going to college, you'll never meet somebody that you fuck with more than the people you grew up with. Whether that's middle school, elementary school, or high school. You'll never meet somebody you'll fuck with unless you go to college. Like I said, you'll grow that bond of struggling and shit like that, or having the same majors and shit like that, or ideas and philosophies. But outside of going to college, you'll never meet somebody at work and the rest of those places. If you go to another town, that you fuck with more than the people that you know. You might not even let somebody in that much to get to know you that much, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I loved being around, like, my homies, my homegirls, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit.
Just your people in general.
Yeah, that's.
How has Queen shaped you as a person and as an artist?
As an artist, I feel like we're some of the nicest out, but at the same time, I feel like because of our history in the game, I honestly feel like people are trying to, like, close the door on us, or, like, just it's not necessarily all the way closed, but there's somebody with their hand behind the door that's just not letting people from Queens in. Because I feel like, and weird, like, I was thinking about it and it was so crazy to me. I just feel like the people that get on from Queens last.
Yeah.
And then the people that get on from other places haven't necessarily lasted. And we've made the most of it even after the career. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nas is still visibly seen. People still have his cult following. And he has, like, Henny deals and shit like that. Nicki's still buzzing. Some of the, like, one of the hottest girls in the game besides, you know, Cardi. Like, so with all of these things, Russell Simmons still getting money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's always getting money.
50 is still on everybody's page every day.
Yes.
So I feel like with the history that we have, people just want to see, because we're still making, I wouldn't disrespect and say we're making that kind of music, but we're making a lot of really, really good music out of Queens. And I feel like people just want to put on the other shit. Like, Brooklyn's had it for the past, like, 7 summers.
I feel like the Bronx had it, like, last summer with Cardi B, A Boogie.
They might have caught last summer.
Yeah.
But before that, though, because you got Young Ma, Casanova, Bobby Shmurda, Jay Critch, Designer.
Yeah.
These are like the past 5-6 summers. It's just all Brooklyn. But
they just, I feel like.
Exactly.
Let me stop. I feel like they just have the summer though.
Rightfully so, because a lot of them don't really come out with projects, or the projects don't really do as good as the singles.
But I fuck with Young M.A. OD. Yeah, I just
What?
wanted to put that out
Yeah,
there.
no, that's valid.
Yeah.
But
But of course, I'm always happy for Queens because it's my borough too. So I want everyone to win. I want New York to win in general.
and that's a wild theory, I guess, but I just feel like they're really not trying to see Queens get on right now. You got the Bronx, you got Brooklyn, like you said, because A Boogie and Cardi, but Queens is just like, we coming. Like I said, when we get on, we really be on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Queens makes good music. Like,
And I feel like when someone gets on too, they're gonna put everyone on. That's how you're supposed to do it. Well, put your team on first.
Yeah, definitely.
But what is the hardest thing about being Mani?
Does everything need to be told? Because you keep it real. Like, you know what I'm saying? But does every story have to be told? Because everything probably doesn't have to be told. And then when you tell it, like, how do you tell it? How detailed is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've still never gotten to, that's one of the funny things. I remember saying I wasn't on, like, that Aubrey level yet at one of the interviews we did, just about, like, incorporating names into stories. I still haven't done that because it's still too close to home and too many people. They could know who you know off, you know what I'm saying? Unless, especially with the names that's out there, how many do you really know? It's just about like how I decide to tell stories and who I involve in them. Cause I like when people know I'm talking about them, but at the same time, nobody else knows I'm talking about them.
How would they know? They tell you? They'd be like, that's about me.
Sometimes they're wrong though, but that's also I also like to do it like that.
So you don't
too.
tell them? You don't tell them?
Nah. I mean, sometimes I have, but nah, it's rare though.
I mean,
like
you can
to
keep it that way then.
Yeah, I mean, at the same, I write like that for a reason. I want it to be relatable, like you feel it. But then it's like, damn, is he talking about me or not? But you like it though, because girls like to hear about themselves. That's why they love Lloyd Banks shit. When Lloyd Banks starts talking about girls, and they be talking about them in some of the most craziest ways. But they love that shit because they can relate to it. They did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I love Lloyd too. I was just listening to jokes on you too.
Yeah.
Cold Corner too.
yeah, girls love that shit. Love shots, all that. Girls love all of that shit. So yeah, nah, that's more so just how I do it.
Mm-hmm. And when can we expect the project? Before, what's the title of it?
I can't.
No title.
Nah, I can't do that yet
Okay.
because the project itself, it's not complete and it's not gonna be done.
So why did you do this interview? Because I know you was talking about marketing and like everything being at the right time. You didn't want to near it up closer to the release.
No, because I need people to get engaged from right now to see the process of how this project is gonna come together. You know what I'm saying? We've been working heavy. Shout out to my manager, Amani, and 88 Akaru. We've been just steadily working out. Like, I got cover arts and stuff, and like I got stuff ready to drop, which wouldn't even be on the project. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm gonna do very soon, and that's why I need people to get in tune because we're gonna really start pushing stuff, and it might be on a project, it might not. I'm not gonna lie. I have so many songs, like that's just unreleased, because I've been.
So you don't want to drop singles?
I'm
anticipate up to that.
Yeah, I'm going to. That's what I plan on doing. I got one that I think I'm gonna play it safe. That's what it's called, play it safe, and that's me going back to like my like rap roots. I feel like I've been doing a lot of things for the like females these days, cause that's just the bag that I was in.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just the bag that I was in.
Money, they get into you, like
Yo,
the females get into you.
I don't like it. That's just.
Are you in love?
Nah. I think I've been there before, but I'm not in love right now. Not right now. I'm in love with this though, like just trying to make the perfect project. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really like my focus, and that's kind of always been why I couldn't necessarily be with somebody like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause
you just need to be with someone that understands what you're doing.
Yeah, but sometimes you ever felt like you didn't understand what you was doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's just sometimes where it's just like, I can't even explain why I would do some of the things that I would do. And it's not even the craziest.
But I always know what my end goal is.
Yeah, my end goal was never really love.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But how are you supposed to...
love with the music. I'm in love with the music. I'm in love with my passion of telling
but if somebody wants to be in love with you, but your end goal isn't love with them. It's love with what you're doing.
If I'm talking about my end goal with them, with that person, yeah. If that's what I want to be in love, yeah, then we would be in love. I thought you was talking about career-wise.
No, but what if it's not though? Like, what if you're not thinking about it right now?
If I'm not thinking about love?
Yeah.
if it happens, I'm not gonna let it go away. But I hope he understands what I'm doing as well.
And
It's always communication. Communication is key.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. I've been bad at that. Like, I have moments where I've just gone MIA completely. Like, I don't want to talk
Go
about
MIA and just write a song about them and let them hear it then.
Yeah, I've done something like that.
That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Come closer to me.
My fault.
Hold on. Why you didn't? We didn't. I know Denzel, my co-producer, said we gotta wrap it up. But no, wait. We didn't talk about F&O. You didn't talk about the label and the team and everything.
Oh yeah, everybody's doing good right now. I'm waiting for.
Tell them what it is though. F&O.
Oh, F&O is forever F&O. Like, that's just something you need to get in tune with. SoundCloud.com/F&O Records. It's me, it's my brother Bash, my brother Rick. Like I said in the beginning, Rick just dropped this fantastic video on YouTube. We Better. You find that We Better under F&O Records. I'm waiting for Rick is working on new singles right now. Bash is just cooking up like what he likes to. That's how he just operates. You know what I'm saying? He has to get his name for it, the theme for it, before he just goes in there and waste time. You know what I'm saying? He's about developing all of it at one time. So Bash is working on his project as soon as he gets everything together that he feels like he needs for it. And then Rick has another single he's planning on dropping soon. But right now you got We Better out on every platform available. So yeah, that's F&O. I feel like we need to just take advantage of the support that we get and the people that really fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? Because people do fuck with us as people. It's easier to fuck with somebody's music if you fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you felt like somebody was nah, I don't really fuck with him like that, you're not gonna like his music.
That's why I always fuck with him, Denzel, because it's him as a person. You're just
Thank you.
You're a good person. You're a real person.
Likewise.
And that's what people don't do anymore. They don't show their real selves. But you always have my support.
Thank you.
You always have Stay on TV support. I told Denzel about you. And anything that you do. I know it was kind of like a short interview, but that's how we kind of do it
cool.
now. But let me know when you about to drop, and then
I got you.
Do something different.
Don't bug me about it until next year. It's coming.
Oh, next year?
Yep.
2020.
Yep, that's how.
But they're getting singles this year, though.
Yeah, they're getting
how
singles
about
this
visuals?
year. They might get one too, because I'm here. I might do one tomorrow. So yeah, a visual's coming. The project's coming next year. We're doing it like a presidential election, 2020.
Yeah.
Catch me. But yeah, the singles is coming real soon.
But we're tuning out, guys. This is Ashley Tiffaney, and this is
Mozzarella Mani. You heard? For no.
Yes.
Niggas won't know when it's on. Look, street shit. Move low, then quick. My man's locked precinct. Your man's back, he snitched. I'm all gold, 10 toes.